for updates in the world of football.
Sterling for Liverpool. He's seen Henderson face to face with Fernandinho. Henderson! Oh wow! Lifts the Anfield roof. Company's error, yes.
Formula One.
Near him, because down the inside now comes Carlos Sainz on Lewis Hamilton. Sainz just squeezes Hamilton, who goes over the rumble strip.
Cycling, boxing, basketball, and lots more. Listen to us live on Sport Rush, Mondays to Fridays, 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv Radio. For more inquiries, please call 0806 242 9799. Sports Rush, your everyday dose of sports.
Welcome to Sportville this morning on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. I've given to you the latest news on sports all over the world today, and I am Yazid Taoheed.
I'm sure well much this sports. Good morning.
Okay, starting with Arsenal. Mikel Arteta was speaking to the media ahead of Monday's Premier League match against Crystal Palace, planning to introduce Alexander Zinchenko into the team, which I think that shouldn't be done by Mikel Arteta. Alexander Zinchenko is just back from injury and hasn't even played a single preseason for them, not to talk of in the Premier League, and now does want to introduce him into the team. What do you see to make that decision?
My question is, hope is not that I want to rush Alexander Zinchenko too much, because although we know Joey Timber had an injury, but we have other players that can play. Don't forget, Joey Timber only play from the left back position, because I think the other wants some mobility in his team. And it's not a preferred position for Joey Timber. Now they have Skred Sieni. They can play from the left back position. So why rushing Alexander Zinchenko? He can bring Alexander Zinchenko in, maybe as a sub. I don't believe he should be able to start him against Crystal Palace. Don't forget, Crystal Palace are also a physical team. He can also add an injury. And don't forget, the season is still new. So you can't expect a player to be having a lot of injuries just like that. And he might not have injury at present inside that game particularly. It might be an aggravated injury that you had maybe after the transfer market has already been closed, and that's now will not be they don't have chance to bring in another player again. Look at the injury that's very common now, anterior cruciate ligament for various players, ACL. Players are having, and don't forget, most teams are now having one injury or the other. Look at Man City, look at Chelsea, look at Real Madrid. They are having a lot of injuries, and other teams they just know whether the player will get injured or not. So I don't think it should be rushed. He doesn't have any preseason at all with Arsenal. I think he should bring him in as a sub, maybe to have some level of fitness. They can even organize a behind closed door game for him to prove his fitness, not to bring him in a competitive game. I hope he can bring him in, not to start in the first game.
Okay, also on Barcelona, the two-game ban on the Barcelona coach, Xavi Hernandez, and the winger, Rafinha. The competition committee will not spare Xavi Hernandez. It's an official statement. The board said that the coach must have a two-man ban for protesting to the referee in the goalless draw with Getafe with a fine of €700 for the club and €600 for the FC Barcelona coach, saying as Rafinha which will also be banned for 2 months. Won't this affect Barcelona's flow this season?
They've already lost Ousmane Dembele. Then, what are the players can play from that position? I think it should be a chance for Ousmane Dembele to come in, but don't forget they only have Ousmane Dembele to come out, and this is Yama. I think Yama is also a winger where I think those two players can be able to prove themselves and show to the world that they can also offer what Rafinha offers Barcelona. But my question is, will Yama be able to perform up to the level of expectation? Will not be the match will not be too much for him at the age. But don't forget, as Manufacturing starts from somewhere. But my issue is on Xavi Hernandez. Will the team not miss him on the touchline? The kind of instruction he gave to them, the level of at which he shouts at them whenever they lose the ball, and their character as well. And I think this should be a bedrock for other coaches that is not business as usual again in the world of football. You must give the final decision to the referee to make the decision. Then after the decision, you can shout, after the game, you can shout as many as you want. So I think other coaches will learn from this as well.
Okay, yeah, let's quick talk on Real Madrid. I see Real Madrid are now the Etamita and Sebastian Courtois already have an injury so far, an injury known as the ACL. Real Madrid has brought in a replacement for the season for Sebastian Courtois, which is Kepa Arrizabalaga on the season loan. And now Real Madrid are only left with 3 defenders: Alaba, Nacho, and Rudiger. What should Real Madrid do?
I think the only thing they can do is to find a short-time replacement for. Because if they say they want to, they can even bring in not even a short-term replacement. They can sign a player for the 5 years deal. Because if you look at the age of David Alaba is getting age. If you look at Nacho Fernandez, his age as well, 31, 32 years of age. So they are no more younger. If you look at Anthony Rudiger, 29, 30 years of age, it's only Eden Hazard that is younger amidst all the defenders. So they can bring in a top level defender. You know, I think if it's not that they are not saying it the way we are saying it, they can go for Emile Laporte. They can go for Emile Laporte. There are other defenders out there, but if they want short term. If Carlo Ancelotti is not being he doesn't want this guy in the team, maybe because of Sarabi or to disrupt the emotion inside the team or the team spirit, he can bring in Sergio Ramos. They can still bring in Sergio Ramos to deputize for Eden Militao on the short term. Maybe a season contract with Sergio Ramos for him to be able to cover up for Eden Militao. Sergio Ramos can still play at the top level. Very well. Look at Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva is 38, going to 39 years of age, and he's still giving Chelsea what they want. Look at his performance against Liverpool in the weekend. So if they want a short term, they can bring in Sergio Ramos. If they want the long term, in the kind of the age of David Alaba and Nacho and Rudiger getting older as well, they can bring in a player that maybe 22, 23 years of age player that has future as well.
Okay, on Liverpool, Liverpool have announced that they are bringing in Endo as a defensive midfielder. Let's not forget, he is the captain of Stuttgart. And people are coming that the Japanese has always been one of the teams, one of the players that have proved themselves a little bit, the likes of Minamino when he was in Liverpool. Minamino scored the goal against Arsenal for the community shield. And also like Japanese players out there which have also proven themselves a little bit and now going for Wataru Endo.
My question is, you're moving out from a deal of 19 years old in your person from Latvia
to a deal of 30 years old.
Casado, 21 years of age, to 30 years old defensive midfielder. Who sometimes when you look at these small teams, you can see player playing so much, so well in the team. But when it comes to team, the kind of responsibility he has in the small team cannot have in the big team. Look at how old is Wataru Endo, 30 years old. 30 years old, will he be able to get to the realm of EPA? And don't forget, Minamino doesn't have much playing time at Liverpool. We saw him at Abdulazbek. We know what Abdulazbek, what he showed. He showed Van Dijk when they play against Abdulazbek. At the end of the day, he doesn't have the chance to prove himself at Liverpool. He was known at Southampton after he was sold out of the AS Monaco. But my issue there is Liverpool should just look for not too old defensive midfielder. I know this guy will just be a backup. Liverpool will not stop there. They still have a lot of midfielder that they decide that they can bring in, that can give them the best. I think Wataru Endo will just be a backup. I think they still have the likes of Sophie Amrabat, the highest of this guy Cheick Doucouré of Crystal Palace. If they are able to bring Cheick Doucouré, and they should, if they want to bring Cheick Doucouré, I think Crystal Palace cannot sell the guy for nothing less than 70-60 million pounds. Then why can't you give them such amount of money to Latvia? Because Chelsea come into the deal.
Into the deal.
I think something is fitting in the Liverpool team. there's something that is not right in that Liverpool side. And I think that the club it's right time for him to look into it. And I'm foreseeing if the club will not leave Liverpool maybe at the end of the season, or I'm saying something is cooking. It's possible he leaves if some transfer is not right. Don't forget, in Saudi Arabia now, Al Nassr are hiring the goalkeeper, Al-IyamoyeTv. If Al-IyamoyeTv need to leave the team, it means something is fishy. And don't forget, Mohamed Salah can leave the team, even though before the end of the transfer market. It's still possible. If they get good amount of money on him, they can say, we have 5 front line, the other person can replace Mohamed Salah. So I'm saying something is possible. We might not say the Liverpool we are used to say they say very well. This season might be good for them. Next season might not speak well for them if they are not careful enough.
Still on Liverpool. Now I look at the formation Liverpool are portrayed against Chelsea. They use Luis Diaz, Jota, Salah, using Gakpo in the middle of the park. Now Nunes is nowhere to be found in all what they portrayed. Won't this affect Nunes' play?
You know, when he was signed from Benfica, I said something to someone, to a Liverpool fan. I said, look at Darwin Nunes. He scored loads of goals for Benfica. My question to that person is, how much responsibility is put on Darwin Nunes at Benfica? A lot. And he's playing at Benfica. He roams about the field. He can play from the left-hand side, play from the right side. He's a centre forward, and he will be given room to display anything you want to display on the field. But when you get to Liverpool, you want to replicate that performance. Maybe playing from the left-hand flank, coming inside. But sometimes he would have used the kind of energy for him to stay calm in the box and score goals. We always say, but Alan doesn't come have a team play. What do we know striker for? We don't know striker to dribble. We know striker to score goals. That is why I love this guy, Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres, inside the box, fantastic. Outside the box, he can do wonders. He does it at Atletico Madrid, he does it at Liverpool. Quite unfortunate, he doesn't have the chance to do it very well at Chelsea, but he still do some flicks about it. Look at the Drogba. Drogba doesn't know how to, he's not that skillful, but inside the box, very deadly. You are signed to score goals, not to dribble. But I know Liverpool might be forced to sell Darwin Nunes maybe in 1-2 years to come, because this guy they are bringing in, the Gakpo, he's not a striker. Sometimes they say he can play from various positions, but I know the Gakpo as a winger. Jota, this guy is not an in and out striker. At Wolves, he plays from flank, play from side position, play in the midfield as well. Look at Luis Diaz. We know Luis Diaz play from left hand flank. So Nunes will be the one that will be affected a lot. He will be affected with the performance of the Gakpo. And I said something on Saturday before Chelsea and Liverpool played. I said, I see Nunes, Gakpo, Jota, and I see Salah. But I said I will see Salah in the middle of in the midfield. I'll see Gakpo. That is how Liverpool will need to set up their team. It's still possible. If Liverpool are able to bring in a defensive midfielder, it's still possible for Gakpo to sit. Or for Jota to sit. Gakpo. It should not be between Gakpo, Jota and Nunes. Any one of them. But Gakpo and Jota are ahead of Nunes in the team. And it's only when Nunes play like 3-4 games consecutively and they scored consecutively, that is when he can change the mind of the club. For him to be able to get inside the Liverpool team. Okay,
let's take a short break from here. When we get back from the break, I will discuss on the qualifications of the Women's World Cup, which is England and Spain, and also discuss on Manchester City's Sevilla's match yesterday in the Uefa Super Cup. Do stay with us. Thank you.
gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó bágbà mu ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zion. House of Zayana, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zayana, Letima Rojulowo Turkey wears, Egypt and Malaysia clothing, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣe, àwọn aago kájọ́ tó ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbafẹ́ lò gbà. Mo débẹ̀, ojú mi ń ṣe kámi, èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ́ gbòógì gbọ́n pa fashion tẹ́ wá nílò jàlábíà, hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi. House of Zayana lẹ́ ò ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zayana wà ní 52 Ọlọ́run ṣògo road adjacent Redeemed Church Agape Parish Ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram House of Zayana 08165688618. House of Zayana, ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at Taosaf Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Taosaf Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 Taosaf Central Mall, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to Taosaf Travels and Tour.
Welcome back to Sportville on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. A recap on yesterday's match between Australia and England, where played 1-3. That's England defeated Australia 3-1 with Elaton M and Alex Russo scoring the goal for England and Sam Kerr scoring the goal for Australia. Yesterday, when we were watching the match, so it was 1-0 with England leading, and a beautiful goal from Sam Kerr, where we thought Australia were coming with force, and we saw a number of chances at that moment where Australia lost a lot of chances. No one expected England to even come back again with 2 more goals and defeat Australia, but good luck to the Lioness as they qualify into the final of the Women's World Cup.
You know what? It's very sad, and it's not that good if a team is built on a particular player.
Yeah.
Look at England yesterday. They have Yams, Russo, a lot of players. Look at when this lady. Lauren James, when he has banned since the round of 16, and don't forget in the group stage, it was the heart of the team. And don't forget the first game, all these Russo, Liams, they were there. You didn't say anything to do. Lauren James comes in and he took the burden on ourselves. The first game, second game, third game, he won it. The round of 16, he did something that is very bad. He got a red card. But since then, they've gathered themselves together. Let's look at the way we can get this thing going. And they have a lot of players. I don't even imagine. Because at one new, look at what Mikel did. I've been seeing such a goal, maybe from the mid side. Look at from the way he carried the ball and from the angle where she kicked it. Oh. Very, very magnificent goal. But all in all the chance of Australia was even another one from Sami Khedira that lost those chances. Yeah. At 1-1, he lost like 3 chances before England scored the second goal. After he scored the second goal, he lost another brilliant chances inside the box. And England need to seal it with the last goal. I mean, they have another player in their team that can play as Sami Khedira. I can't play Sami Khedira because don't forget, he's not coming back from injury. Yeah. This is the first game that we played full match. He only had a chance to play in the quarter final. Playing the full match in the round of 16. I'll give her kudos for trying so much, but it's not that good to build your team on a single player. For you to look at England, you have a lot of players that can score in the team. You only have some care at Australia. Look at Chelsea, they have Tamikea. There are a lot of players that can cause determinant. Look at Spain, they have Putinlas, other players that can score. Look at when Sweden play against Spain. Putinlas was sold after the halftime. She was angry, but the person that was brought in for her scored the goals for Spain. That is when you have a squad depth, you have other players that can replace players. That is the problem of Australia yesterday. Kudos to England, and it will be a very brilliant game, a tough game between England and Spain on Sunday.
Final. Okay, yesterday's match also UEFA Super Cup between Manchester City and Sevilla, where the Pep Guardiola side lifted the Super Cup yesterday. With Yazid scoring the first goal for Sevilla, header for Sevilla in the first half, and also Cole Palmer coming back with a win in the second half. What do you see to the match in all?
I know Pep Guardiola will be scratching his head now, enough for him to know what is next for him at Manchester City. Don't forget, they lost Kevin De Bruyne, they've lost Kevin De Bruyne to injury, Ronaldo Silva to sickness, they've lost Riyad Mahrez to Saudi Arabia, and the team really need fresh legs. Manchester City need fresh legs. How do Pep Guardiola know he would not have signed Kovacic? He would have used the money to bring in a top midfielder aside from Martin Kovacic. He thought Martin Kovacic would be enough to cover for Ikagudo that left on free transfer for Barcelona. It now shows that they still need another player. Look at Alan yesterday. He was start of service. There's no Kevin De Bruyne. There's no Bernardo Silva. Then who? In the midfield, in the Liverpool Master midfield yesterday, who is the creative midfielder yesterday? Aside from using Foden. And Foden, you know Foden is a selfish player. Same thing as Jack Grealish. Same thing as Kopama. He always dribble like I see this guy. I see Ian Robben, this guy. They are all selfish players that doesn't love giving assists. They want to show themselves as well. It now shows that Man City needs to bring in player. No doubt about that. And I will still vouch that Man City will bring in a lot of players before the end of the transfer market. But people should not expect much from Man City this season in the English Premier League. Even on the Champions League, teams should not expect much from Manchester City team. It now shows that they are getting tired. You know, it's just a quite fortunate that penalty shootout is a game of luck yesterday. How is not look at the all of chance that Sevilla lost in the first half. In the first half, they lost all of chance in the first half. Good luck to Man City. They did well. They won the trophy without even playing very, very fine. Sometimes you need the luck to win a game sometimes. But I know Guardiola will be scratching his brain on who and who to bring in to get his team going again.
So now, with the current situation of Manchester City, we don't think Allah will be the top goal scorer for Premier League again.
I still stand there. Haaland will still be the highest scorer.
Haaland will still be the highest goal scorer.
I still stand on that. And the king is no more in England.
Okay, no one else to compete in.
Salah. Can Salah score like Haaland? Can Jackson score? Can Son Heung-min score like that? Can Rasmus Hojlund? The only closest rival that I can say they are close, that can close to Haaland is Marcus Rashford. You know, last time he scored a lot of goals as well. And this guy at Newcastle United, Isaac and Callum Wilson, they can also score, but all of them will still be behind Haaland.
Okay, let's move down to Arsenal. Arsenal match against Nottingham Forest last week, where they started Nketiah and they used Kai Havertz in the middle. And immediately they removed Nketiah for Trossard. Kai Havertz was introduced back to the striking position. What do we say to this?
It's not as Mikel Arteta doesn't want. The only thing you want to do is to start Kai Havertz and other guys to get in the middle of the park, in the midfield. That was the reason why he went ahead to play Partey at the right back. He knows Partey is an engine. He can roam about, he can come and if you look at it very well in the first half, Partey doesn't get the rhyme of the game at all. I mean, he was not brought back to the midfield. Elanga that came to him will have overrun Partey that day. The best thing that Mikel Arteta can do is to have Eddie. You can look at the goal he scored that day. It's a clinical goal that you know is striker that can score. I don't mean I'm not criticizing. If Kayabad was there. The ball, he might just play the ball once the ball comes to him. Comes to him. But look at Eden Keita, the ball comes to him, he dribbled it on first defender, and they play the ball to the net. That is where we know he's striker. But Kayabad, we know how sluggish he is inside the box. Look at the 2 goals he missed against Man City. I think the second chance he missed was a replicate of the goal that was scored by Eden Keita against Nottingham Forest. So I know Mikel Arteta still want to use Kai Havertz. He want to make it known to people that I can also bring out the best out of Kai Havertz. But I don't see Kai Havertz. The only best I see Kai Havertz is Kai Havertz can still be. You still use Kai Havertz first 9. You want to get the best out of Kai Havertz. No, you cannot get the best out of Kai Havertz if you have the players such as Odegaard playing at the back of striker. The Kai Havertz also loves to play at the back of the striker to give him a chance to move about the field. If you look at the game of Kai Havertz and Arsenal now, you know he has more freedom than Odegaard now at Arsenal. Look at the first game against Man City. Look at the game against Nottingham Forest as well. He has more chance to roam about on the field. He has freedom to play on any position than Odegaard now, which doesn't happen last season to Arsenal. I know Mikel Arteta will find a way to get his team going back.
Okay, finally, before we round up the program, on Newcastle, I've seen Newcastle started the season with 5-1. They're saying what you used to start the season is what they're going to use to end the season. With that, talk on Newcastle, they started the season with a 5-1 win against a team, I guess, I've forgotten the team against.
The winner, I think it was against Aston Villa.
Okay, against Aston Villa, 5-1. So what do you say Newcastle would progress in this season?
It's just said and done. It's very good if they try to win a point at the beginning of the season before the Champions League, because when they got the Champions League, it won't be that easy in terms of experience, the workload, the game, time for them to prepare. Newcastle United, you can't hold them out. They bring in a lot of players, Tonali, they bring in Avibanes and all that strike, and they lost players as well. But nevertheless, I'll still say I don't see Newcastle United bringing the job for this season. The Champions League might hinder their progress in this Premier League. And don't forget, if they eventually doesn't make it to the round of 16 of the Champions League, if they become third in that group, they are going to Europa League. And the Europa League is even much harder than the Champions League. But it's a very good game for them. But I don't say, we can't say we should put our mind on them because they want 5-1, 5-1. No, you do say because Chelsea and Liverpool play 1-1 draw, you not say both of them are not in touch race. You can't say that. You won't say because Manchester United won 1-0, unconvincing 1-0. You say Manchester United is not there. No, we know when the season starts. Look at Tottenham Hotspur as well. You see changes in their game. So I still say, let's look at how the game. Maybe when APL got to 10 games, 15 games, then we know the team that is ready to compete for the league. Okay,
we've come to the end of Sport Vibe today on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, and share our programs on Facebook, Al-IyamoyeTv Radio, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I remain Yazid.
I'm sure I'm sure there's some sports.
So goodbye.